we're back with Olympia football. It is our bye week after what was, I would say, a very successful week. Well, we got our first win, and it only came against our, hopefully hated rival. I'm sure they don't think of us quite as much of a rival as we do them. But Utah State's going to have us on notice for the next few years, that's for sure. And it really came on us hanging a bunch of points on them. It was something else. It was quite a show, frankly. This team showed they have just some amazing potential, and we'll get more on that in a bit. We have so much time to talk about the Utah State win and what that means for this program. But I did some recruiting, did some visiting of recruits this week for coach, and came up with some good stuff. KOSI MENSAH is actually gonna be our first recruit. He officially signed. He's with us. He visited, he saw, and he signed. I mean, this is huge. KOSI coming to the program is so awesome. He's a one-star fullback, but man, he just looked good. And I'm so excited to have him on board. And speaking of guys out of Bingham, how about his tight end, Zeke Roberts, the 2-star tight end, should be more like a 3 or 4-star tight end, who also, off of KOSI MENSAH's committal, then decided to commit. How awesome is that? We've already got our first 2 commits, 2-star tight end Zeke and 1-star fullback KOSI MENSAH. Stepping over to West Jordan, we've got ATARI Mason, the 3-star quarterback, and he's just looked phenomenal so far. He splits time at punter, but I'm sure if he came here, he'd be a better quarterback than what we have. No offense to those guys, but he's just so athletic. Look at him run the ball there. Hasn't committed, but I've heard he's showing a lot of interest in Olympia, as is his counterpart. Not Chris Harris. Nope, not that guy. He's a little good. Chris Harris is thinking going to BYU. We'll see if we can snag him away from the jaws of defeat, but it's looking like he's going to go there. Braxton Hayes over at Harriman, he's showing some big interest. I'll be surprised with Zeke Roberts coming in if Braxton still comes here. There's going to be a lot of competition for that starting tight end spot, but he looks like he really wants to come. And he's not the only one from Harriman that wants to do so. Bo Johnson has started to pick us over Minnesota, and this would just be such a huge recruit for us. It'd be the high-profile recruit that I think you need. It's great getting guys like KOSI and Zeke, but if you can get that one like almost blue-chip level player, that'd be amazing. And his quarterback Tyler Hunt from Harriman might follow as well. He's narrowed it down to us and BYU and a few other Utah schools, but Tyler Hunt with that strong arm just looks like he wants to maybe come, and it'll be interesting if both him and ATARI come. Who's going to start? Speaking of which, they'll be throwing a DION Hurd, who looks like he is starting to pull away for Olympia. Things are looking so good for us on the trail. I mean, he's just got such blinding vertical speed, and his hands are so sure. It's just awesome seeing all these different recruits coming through, and hopefully we can get more stats on them. I hope we can get a few more visits in on the recruits. We've got a few bye weeks coming up. I'll be free those weeks. I'll be doing some more recording of them, giving my input. I'm so excited for what this means for our upcoming year. Not only that, but this is the type of thing that you build a program off of, that you jumpstart a program with. Guys like KOSI MENSAH, a fullback, you wouldn't think of a fullback in today's modern, style of play being all that useful, but we've seen it happen. We've seen, okay, maybe Army's not a great example, but we've seen teams like this that can use players like a KOSI MENSAH, a fullback. They could put him at running back, maybe flex him out at wide receiver or some sort of tight end, or just make mismatches with him. He's not the best blocker, but he's good enough for his position, and he can run the ball really solidly. Guys like Zeke, who can just stretch the field. He's a vertical tight end. Him and DION Hurd lined up would be a nightmare for opposing defenses, because you got to respect our run game if we get Bo Johnson. He's going to pound the rock up the middle, pound it. Oh, and then vertical to Zeke or DION Hurd. And I think that's just identifying this theme of of a sort of vertical run scheme, you know, where you're running the ball and you're just running it up the middle over and over until the box starts creeping in, and then but we've got these vertical threats on the outside. You creep in on that box, we're gonna fake it to Bo, and then our speedy, you know, ends are just gonna blow by your defensive backs. No linebacker is gonna keep up with Zeke. No corner can keep up with Dion Hurd in the long run. Bam, we just hit you with an 80-yard, you know, streak. And I think that's what's most impressive about this recruiting class, is that it shows signs of cohesion and an identity going forward. If we get Tyler Hunt, we've got the quarterback, you know, like Tyler Hunt can hit guys in stride. He's got the arm. He's got a really good arm. If we get ATARI Mason, you know, we can do a little bit more of a ground attack. You know, we might lose a little bit of that vertical identity, but we've got guys coming in potentially like Braxton Hayes, who's a really good blocker. KOSI, who would be so freaking perfect for the flex bone and for having fullbacks in the formation. We've still got some speedy guys, you know. We could move Lance to running back, or we could have him be part of this like flex formation. I'm not even sure how we could use it. We could use him in so many ways. That's what's crazy. And it's just seeing this identity start to form under coach, that Cook's taken this team already to new heights with beating our in-state rival in Logan, Utah State, to potentially now having an identity and being a dominant force. You know, when we get our invite, we're still waiting on answers from the Mountain West and from Big 12 and other big name, you know, conferences. We're waiting for accepts and rejections, because it's going to happen. Hopefully we get invited and we can join a conference next season. Not sure on that yet. Don't want to jump ahead of anything there, but I'm just really excited for what the future has for this program. Yeah, so about that win over Utah State, I think we have several things we can take away from that game. First of all, Lance Roach is a #1 receiver, and not only is he a #1 receiver, oh my gosh, that guy is a game changer. He really is. He's one of those impact players that can make things happen on the field that without him on it, you're kind of hemmed in. And we need to get him the ball more. We need to involve him more. We need to, in basketball, this would be the guy that's handling the rock 24/7 almost. Like, he needs to constantly have the ball in his hands, whether that's in the backfield or split out wide, or maybe on defense. I may be reaching, but you know, it's an interesting thought, right? What can he do? I just can't wait to see him get more playtime, because it's been electric what he's done so far. Man, that guy. Run game's still decent, you know. It's still decent. I'd like to see it take off, but we may not get that until we bring in guys on the offensive line that can fill needs and everything. Somebody like Bo Johnson. But it's there. It's something to build off of. The passing game, it's looked decent. Whether that's because of Lance Roach or not remains to be seen. Will the passing game be anything respectable if Lance is having a bad day? So far, the answer's been not completely, but it could be. It could be. So I'm excited, you know. I'm excited. We take things to UNT. They've got this nice senior experience-laden team with quarterback Mason Fine and wide receiver Rico Bussey Jr., running back named Trey Siggers, who I've heard is pretty dang good, little hidden gem. We'll have to see how it goes. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you at UNT.